Hello everyone. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. This video is part of a digital forensics course at Florida International University and is solely for educational purposes. My name is Walid Barouki and I will be talking about cryptography. While this video is mainly about decryption, I will briefly touch on encryption for you to fully understand the tools that I will be demonstrating for decryption. For those who don't know what digital forensic science is, it is a branch of science that deals with recovering and investigating digital material. Digital material is any material that is found on a digital device such as documents, pictures, videos, recordings, etc. Digital devices can vary from computers, mobile devices, USBs, hard drives, and several others. Encryption versus decryption. Computer users like knowing their personal data is safe and secure. Because of that, the use of encryption software has been growing. Encryption is the process of converting plain text into ciphertext, which only allows certain users to access it. After encryption, a key or password is given to access the encrypted data. That key is then used for the decryption process, in case any user wants to access the encrypted text or data. Decryption is the process of converting the ciphertext back into plain text using that key or password that is given after the encryption process. For encryption, I will be talking about TrueCrypt, as well as demonstrating how TrueCrypt works. After that, I will discuss a few tools that are used for decryption. Specifically, I am going to talk about Elcomsoft Forensic Disk Decryptor and Elcomsoft Password Recovery Bundle. These decryptor tools were specifically made to decrypt anything encrypted by TrueCrypt, BitLocker, PGP, or any of those encrypting tools. Although TrueCrypt is discontinued, you can still download the software and use it. I'm going to switch to the program now and show you some of its features. Please keep in mind that this is a free version and not all of its features might be available to use. Before I get to that, TrueCrypt has many different features. It can create a virtual encrypted disk within a file, which is what I'm about to show you. It can encrypt partitions or an entire storage device. This is the program TrueCrypt. Now to start, you're going to go to Volumes and go to Create a New Volume. Here it gives you three options: create an encrypted file container, encrypt a non-system partition / drive, encrypt a system partition or entire system drive. We're going to go with create an encrypted file container today, and this just creates a virtual encrypted disk within a file, as I mentioned earlier. This one, the second option, it encrypts a non-system partition on any internal or external drive. For example, you can on a USB drive if you have one. And this one encrypts the entire system drive. So let's go ahead and pick the first one. Now on the second page, you can choose the volume type between standard and hidden. We're going to choose standard today, which was just a normal TrueCrypt volume. A hidden TrueCrypt volume is if you want to hide the password from anyone and allow only certain users to use it. Here we're going to select a file. We're just going to go to desktop. We can call it anything. Let's call it Digital Forensics Project. Next. Now on this page, you can choose the encryption algorithm and the hash algorithm. Encryption algorithm, you can choose between AES, Serpent, Twofish, AES Twofish, AES Twofish Serpent, Serpent AES, Serpent Twofish AES, and Twofish Serpent. AES stands for Advanced Encryption Standard. This is a symmetric block cipher encryption technique, which was first published in 1998, as you can see in the description here. It is utilized to encrypt hardware and software and comprises three block ciphers: AES 128, AES 192 and AES 256. Each cipher encrypts and decrypts data in blocks of 128 bits using cryptographic keys of 128, 192, and 256 bits respectively. Serpent is another algorithm. Twofish is another known encryption method, which is it involves a symmetric key method of encryption and utilizes a block size of 128 bits, as well as key sizes up to 256 bits. This was designed by a guy called Bruce Schneier, and it is based on a previous encryption method called Blowfish, but this one is mainly optimized for 32-bit CPUs, and is considered highly efficient for software that runs on smaller processors, such as those in smart cars for embedding in hardware. So let's go on ahead with AES. Here you have three different types of hash algorithms: RIP-EMD 160, Shell 512, and Whirlpool. Today we're going to use the first one, and click next. So with the free version, you can only create a volume size of up to 4 gigabytes. So let's go ahead and do that. Next. And here create any password of your choosing. You can choose to display password or use key flies, and gives you some recommendations in the small paragraph. Next. Here it warns you that using a short password can be easily cracked. It's highly recommended to use a stronger password, but since this is just a demonstration, I'm inputting any password. Here you can choose between two file systems, FAT and NTFS. We're going to choose FAT today. And this random pool, it creates the hash code. As you can see, you can uncheck it and it hides them all, the random pool, header key, master key, but that is unnecessary right now. You just click on format, allow it to do its thing, give it a few seconds. While you're waiting, it tells you the percentage of completion, its speed, and how much time is left. Roughly 40 seconds left. Let me just tell you what we're going to do after this part. After I create the volume, I'm going to go on and talk about decryptor tools. I'm going to use the tool to decrypt the volume I'm encrypting right now. However, I'm also using a free version for the decryptor tool, so I will not be able to show you the decryption process, but I can show you how to get there. should be done any second. After it's done, this small pop-up will come up saying that it has been successfully created. Click next if you want to create another one. If not, you can just exit. Now come over here and you can select. Now after you create the file, you're going to go back to this first page where you had to create a new volume. You're going to have the list of drives, and you can pick any drive you want to mount it on. I'm going to go with W only because that's the first letter of my name. Once you highlight select the drive, you're going to go select file, and you're going to look for the file you created, in this case DigitalForensics project. I'm going to open it while the drive is selected, and you're going to mount it. Once you click mount, it's going to ask for a password, which is the password you created earlier. After you enter and you click OK, it should come up. And to open this file, you can just double click it, and here is your 4 GB volume. You can put any file you want in this local disk. For example, I'll take this PowerPoint, copy it, and I can paste it here, and you'll have it on this one. So let me move on to decryptors now. What I'm going to talk about today is the Alchemsoft Forensic Disk Decryptor and the Alchemsoft Password Recovery Bundle. The Forensic Disk Decryptor, it can decrypt a volume or disk encrypted, which is what we just did earlier. Decrypts information stored in popular containers, obtains keys from RAM dumps or hibernation files, extracts all the keys that you want from a memory dump, and it leaves no trace behind the operation, and could recover all encryption keys. Now the Password Recovery Bundle is similar to Forensic Decryptor, however, it does leave a trace behind. Also, of course, it decrypts the files that were protected and disables the protection placed on disks and systems. Also, an advantage of using Password Recovery Bundle is that it is programmed to reduce the amount of time taken to recover a password. Before I show you how these tools work, I'm going to show you where you can get them from. This is the website, Alchemsoft Forensic Disk Decryptor. The common license is $2.99. This one has a free trial, which is what I'm going to show you. And here are all the benefits that I just talked about. However, unfortunately, I will not be able to show you Alchemsoft Password Recovery Bundle. There is no trial for this one. You can only purchase it, and as you can see, it is pretty expensive. And these are the benefits that I talked about a few seconds ago. So let's move on to the Forensic Disk Decryptor. When you open it, you are going to be able to choose between decrypting or mounting a disk or extracting keys. Let's go with decrypt or mount disk for now. Before that, let me show you what extract keys is. Extract keys, here you can input a memory dump file. You can input the memory file, a memory dump or hibernation file, and then you can select the algorithms for encryption key search. You have PGP, AS128, 192.256, what I mentioned earlier, Twofish, CAS128, BitLocker, and TrueCrypt, which is the program I used a while ago. Over here, you're going to choose the type of disk. You have PGP, TrueCrypt, and BitLocker. We're going to go with TrueCrypt container, which is what we created. We're going to select the file that we created. In this case, already been selected. As you can see, we saved it on local disk W. And this is the file I put on that 4 GB drive. Once you select it, select memory dump, you can select the keys memory files, and of course you do not select that here. And with the trial version I can't go any further, but once you press next it's going to begin searching, and there were no keys searched. But this is the process of how to obtain the keys using Alchemsoft Forensic Disk Decryptor. So, other tools that I mentioned earlier during this demonstration is PGP and BitLocker. PGP stands for Pretty Good Privacy. This is a data encryption and decryption computer program and provides cryptographic privacy as well as authentication for data communication. This is most commonly used for encrypting, decrypting texts, emails, files, documents, any of those. BitLocker is a full disk encryption program, and it's if you have Ultimate Enterprise Edition of Windows, then BitLocker is included. Aside from that, it's just designed to protect your data by providing encryption for all of the volumes. With all of that, I'm sure you can see the importance of encryption. Here are some common uses for cryptography today. Governments and militaries use it for communication purposes. The data transferred between mobile devices, such as from a mobile phone to data transfer between devices, such as between a mobile device and a computer, it's protected, and any sensitive data can be secured using encryption. Thank you again for watching my video. I hope it was informational, and again, this was solely for educational purposes.